There, first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens using the ambient light rejection technology gain. Yesterday we did a light night stream around 10 o'clock, about 10:50, showing off the 12's amazing capability to be able to go against 11 certified screens. And these screens range from screens that were light screens, dark screens, just about everything that was thrown up against there. And the 12 at 135 inches was able to produce amazing colors, beautiful picture quality, white levels, and contrast with no problem whatsoever. Now, as I said before, that one of the things I see a lot when it comes to so-called projection screens that claim to have ambient light rejection technology is one thing they will do in their demonstrations is shy away from as much window light as possible due to the fact that the screen cannot withstand it. It means the colors are washed out and contrast is definitely not going to pick up. And as I said before in a lot of my demonstrations, if a screen is a very gray or light gray screen, it doesn't have color coding technology embedded into it, that screen runs a high risk of washing out when color hits it or any form of ambient light makes contact with the screen. I want you to look at my windows real quick. You can see exactly how much light pours through my environments. Come over here and show you, as I told you, when I got up this morning, what did I say? I'm going to show you a star field demonstration. All my windows open, plenty of light pushing through. This is how ambient light rejection technology is supposed to work. And this is why when I say at the end of the day, we got all different forms of screen paints, but the most superior screen paints that we have are black. Black screens can absorb tons of ambient light. They can maintain a picture image with a black star field, 100% contrast these screens can produce without the screen washing out and fading. As I told you before, when you watch other people trying to display screens in well-lit environments, the first thing they'll lean to is a lot of bright colors, and they will block out as much window light as possible. As I explained to people, not only when I have to do demonstrations against high-performance screens, I have to study their environment. What are they hiding in their environments? What are they trying to shy away from? What they don't want you to see? Maybe they're trying to keep your mind occupied on one place when they're doing something in another place. The smoke and mirror scenario. Split second, the first thing I look at when I look at a demonstration is I look at the corners right here. The corners and the background of the wall tell the whole story and how much ambient light is making contact with the screen. Second, I look at your windows. Are your blinds up or down? And seeing exactly how much light you have hitting the screen. Now keep in mind, someone who does a demonstration where they're opening up their blinds and saying, hey look, screen take on a ton of ambient light. Then if that's the case, if your screens can do that, then you should be constantly doing those demonstrations all the time, as I'm doing right now, producing window light, my overhead light, and able to produce a dark contrast demonstration. And as I said before, when we do black technology, I figure out why I just put my remote control at that fast. Here we go. When we do black technology screens, not only must we display contrast levels, but we have to display the white levels. When I see gray screens out there claiming to have ambient light rejection technology, claiming to have the ability to, and this is, I'm talking about high-end professional screens, as long as hobby screens, I'm not singling one person out. When I see these demonstrations, number one, I'm always seeing these ambient light controlled environments, overpowered projectors when they do their demonstrations, and the whole entire scene is just script from the door. So, as I said before, anytime we have to display a black screen, we have to show up the contrast levels, and we have to show up the white levels on the screen. Anytime I see a light gray screen, other than ours, the first thing I notice is that they never show a star field demonstration, any form of OLED demonstrations, no form of contrast whatsoever, and if they do show contrast, there's very little light in the environment. So let's come out of here real quick. I'm pretty sure I got a brighter demonstration here somewhere. Here we go. We got a nice snow scene. We got a couple of snow scenes right here. So we'll take this one first. I just like to do the ones with the wolves. And like I said, it's one of the things that when I see these gray screens out here, they will avoid doing that contrast level at all costs. We can come on here and show you a white level. I can show you white levels, contrast, color, the whole 9 yards. They will not do a star field demonstration in a fully lit environment. Now this is your challenge. I know for a fact he's not going to make the the exotics. The exotics are an extremely impossible task. It's a screen that's developed in 20 minutes. Has fantastic results the minute it's displayed. And you can't even go into the store and purchase the color because the colors under the exotics are made. They're not, you can't go in and go, let me get a blue and pink, whatever. You have to match that color correctly because those particular colors under the exotic are made from different color paints to make up the exotics. That's what makes the exotic impossible to mimic. Now, as I said before, when I first put the challenge up, I said it already from the door, that two things are going to happen. Either he's going to avoid it at all costs, which he's doing. He's trying to point direction toward the black screens, which ain't going to do any good at all because our black screens produce white levels. Or he's going to change or reduce some kind of thing, electronics or something like that, to avoid doing the challenge at all, period. Now, if this is the case and you can't figure out how to make an exotic in the timeline that we made it, what makes you think that you made a 12? 12s have to go through rigorous testing, the same kind of testing the exotics had to go through. So if someone's going to call themselves making our product, you would have to be able to do every single test under that technology, and you would have to do it at 100% live, as we did all the other demonstrations we've done with our products. That's why our products can't be mimicked. When people come out there and try to fake those demonstrations, their demonstrations fail miserably because they can't complete the tests that these screens have to go through. Not only that, their own screens don't even go through that kind of testing. Let's grab ourselves another white demonstration. Let's grab some snow. So like I said, how is it on our technology? I can display to you white levels and contrast back and forth, but when I see gray screens out there on the market, the only thing they display is white levels. They will not do a contrast level to save their soul. And we put up the Starfield demonstration multiple times. Also, to keep in mind the distance on where my windows sit. My windows sit a very short distance from my screen. That's not a P2 projector. That's an NEC 720p projector on that table right there. Look where the distance of where my projector sits, how far back from my screen. It doesn't sit right up on top of the screen like usually most ultra short throws. So it's even doing a distance throw with the window sitting right up on top of the screen. See, I can go back and forth all day. I can go from contrast to white levels to contrast, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. People who develop gray screens can't do it. Now, without that code, you can't do it. 3600 lumens, ultra short throw projector. I can turn right here on my side, and I can see my screen from here, crystal clear, with all the light pushing in through that window. I haven't seen a gray screen yet do this demonstration. So unless you're not being honest with your customers, you're not being honest with your customers unless you show them everything. They have to be to see everything. You see this right here? See how my window's open right here? I'm using my 1800 lumen projector in a fully lit environment with my windows open. This is 1800 lumens, long throw. Can't do these demonstrations. I have more light in my environment right now than your entire living room. There are 5 windows displayed in this environment right now. Actually 3 are displayed. We got our windows open here, we have a light over top, and then the projector I'm using in the demonstration is 1800 lumens. That's it. This is what you're supposed to see. That's why I said when they do their demonstrations, they pick and choose their videos very carefully. They pick and choose what sample sheets they can use. They're not going to take 11 screens and throw it against their screen because they run the risk of one of those screens outperforming their screens or their screens pretty miserably. So they're not going to do that demonstration. That's not going to happen. They're going to use projectors that are going to be comfortable in their environment. Now, if you notice that I could have went out and got myself a 4K projector. I choose to get a 720p. That's my main projectors in the house are 720p projectors. Main projectors. I don't have to have a 4K projector or an over lavish projector because once you start reaching the point of using these particular projectors, if you're doing screen paint demonstrations, now if you're using this for home use, that's your business. You know what I mean? It's for home. You want a high-end projector, knock yourself out. But if you're doing this to represent your product, you're starting off with a high-end projector, which means at the end of the day, you have to consider the fact which one is doing all the work. Is it the screen or the projector? The fact that I can come in and use low-end projectors throughout my entire house, and my projectors all sit in eco mode, and use these in fully lit environments, shows volumes that I don't have to depend on a high-end projector to make my screen look good. See the white levels on that technology pulling up? Right now, I'm on my computer. At 1800 lumens, this is what I'm using in my environment, my little portable projector. There's my little portable projector right there. I'm firing it right there at 1800 lumens. And I'll step back here because I don't want the people seeing the window think I'm recording them. That's how far my projector sits back from my screen. Like I said, when I watch these demonstrations, I just see so much cheating, so much cutting corners. It's unbelievable. The demonstration you displayed, come on, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Both of your blinds were shut in the demonstration. Your door was open. If your door is open, keep in mind, your door being open does not affect your screen at all. You know why? Because I can see on the side of your wall when the doors open up where the ambient light actually starts to stretch over and then it ends at a certain degree because in your corners are dark. If the light from that door was actually expanding and hitting your screen, the background would all be well lit. You would be able to see it well illuminated. You understand the physics of light? Now you see my environment. You see how all the entire back wall is illuminated? So you can see all the corners. You can even see the little circuit boards that I put up for my LED lights. You see all that, everything. As you should. As you should. And I'm not even using the 5000 lumen Chrissy. I'm using a portable projector. That's all I need. Right next to it is a 2800 lumen projector. Not even using that. So I just went over, opened up my window, let some more light pour in. So this is what I mean by they cut corners. They cut corners on such a high level. It's sad. It really is. And it's not only just the hobbyists. I watch the big companies too. They do it just as much as they do. They go in and they do these demonstrations. And they have these whole entire area script. Their script on what to say and how to say it and how to do it. They use overpriced, high-power projectors in their environment to make their screens look amazing. That's what they do. Let's see. We can go over back to snow. And this is what you're supposed to be seeing. When you're watching a demonstration, you're supposed to be to see the screen switch over from different levels, different colors, and you don't want to see the image wash out or fade. Like I said, this is why they stick to the area scripted. So I'll show you something real quick. I'm gonna leave this one on right here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go and do the deep blue sea on this one. So we'll switch out of this one and let me see. I'm gonna do deep blue sea, or what am I gonna do on this one? I'm gonna change this over to something different. Yeah, we'll do the deep blue sea on this one. All right, so we'll let that run right there. There's my screen right there, as you can see. Fully lit environment, got my windows open here, overhead light on. I'm gonna come over here to my computer. And you guys can sit over there and you can look at my screen over there. And this is what I mean by these window light rehearse environments. I was going to put window ambient light, but as I said before, you only get so many charters, or so many letters when you're doing these live streams. So let's go pop over to YouTube real quick. I'm gonna look up ambient light rejection screens. Because like I said, they just take the word too lightly. Ambient light rejection projection screens. So come over here and let's see. And this is what the big companies do. Also, too, my other screen's going to be here in a few days too, so I can't wait for it to get here so we can do some testing off of that. 120-inch motorized projection screen. Vivistorm. Vivistorm. Oh my goodness. I got to go pick up their sample sheet. We got to go pick that one up. The Vivistorm sample sheet. That is the screen I just did yesterday. This is the 12 taking on all these different sample sheets right here. But Vivistorm, I know they have sample sheets. They have a sample sheet package. We got to pick that up. All right, so this is the Vivistorm. We got to pick theirs up. We're going to do the demonstration up there too. I'm going to buy that off Amazon. I think their packages on Amazon. You can buy them right on there, the sample sheets. There's the Vivistorm right there. Automatically know from the door. I can call that from the door just by looking at it. That screen right there from the door. If we test that against a black, automatically from the door. And this is supposed to be ambient light rejection technology. Look how dim the environment is. All right, so we're going to come over here. I don't know why they don't use the screen when the room is fully lit. Just installing the screen in, and they're displaying it. This is what I mean by people take ambient light rejection technology. They don't, when they say it, they don't know what they're talking about. And I can show you. This is Vivistorm. As a matter of fact, I'm buying their sample sheets today. We'll get them over here right away. Now, this is what I don't get. This is where you're displaying the screen. It'd be nice if you did the demonstration in this environment. But the minute you go to display the screen, this is what the environment turns into. Now, if you notice, blinds are now shut. See? Notice all that from the door. Your blinds are shut. And this is an ambient light rejection screen. Your blinds should not be shut. And you're using an ultra short throw projector, which means your projector is literally staying right on top of the screen. Where in this demonstration, we're using an 1800 lumen long throw projector, and we're picking up an image, and we have more light right now than he has in this environment. So they think because they have two lights here, one here and one there, this makes the room ambient light projection. Are you kidding me? See these two lights right here? Look at the environment right here. When I showed you the background of the wall, explains the whole story. You see how dark the whole background is? See the only two lights they have here and here? This is what people base ambient light rejection technology off. This is what they based it off. I wouldn't dare have my environment. Now downstairs, like I said, when I'm displaying my neon, yeah. But in a work environment, my office, I wouldn't be to see anything at all when I'm doing in that office if my environment was that dark. And he's using a 6,000 lumen. His specs on his projector, keep in mind, are 6,000 lumens projector, 6,000 lumen projector. This is a 4K probably laser projector he has here. And you see how dark that environment is right now? We're in here using a 720p 1800 lumen projector. And there's my screen right there. Mind you, we got a window light. We got a window right there. In the other room, we're displaying a star field demonstration with 2 open windows right next to the screen. So VivaStorm is claiming this. Okay, we're going to bring it over here. We'll see what happens. Let me bring that over here and see how it reacts. And this is the part I don't understand. All right, showing the overhead. Now he has the lights on, fully in the room. The door by looking at the screen, it's not going to do well. Number one, that projector is supposed to be 6,000 lumens. It's not 6,000 lumens. Do you have any idea how powerful a 6,000 lumen projector will look? I got a 6,500 lumen projector sitting right over there. There is no way in the world at 6,000 lumens. Oh, I love stuff like this. This stuff right here I consider to be a personal challenge. Number one, uses it in an ultra short though in the demonstration. Projector's way too close to the screen. And still, there's not enough light in the environment. This should have been done in the daytime when he had the windows open. But this is the part I don't understand. The part I understand is if you're going to show off the screen and you're showing this much light in the environment, then how come you keep this? How come you don't keep the entire demonstration? If you're doing an ambient light rejection demonstration, lights are always supposed to be on in the environment. It's never supposed to be dark in that environment. Let me see something for a minute. VivaStorm, VivaStorm, VivaStorm. Anytime you do an ambient light rejection demonstration, your lights are not supposed to go off. I do so many demonstrations in ambient light rejection technology. The simple fact that people argue with me to turn my lights out. Let's go over to Amazon real quick. I'm gonna see something for a minute. I wonder if they have that sample sheet there. VivaStorm samples. And they do. I got them for $19. Well. We'll see what it can do. I'm going to actually order these samples and have them shipped in. They do make them. So let's see if one of these can match a 12. All right, that's good to know. Let me mark this right here. Put this in my category. Let's go back to looking at more of these ambient light rejection screens. Let me see what we got going on here. Now, as I said before, this is ambient light rejection done inside the house. Our technology is both inside and outside ambient light rejection. As I showed you before, this right here is at 657. My screen outside at 180 inches because our technology is tested outside. This is how we test our ambient light rejection technology. They have to be tested outside in order to be able to pass their tests. This one did it at 180 inches outside at 6:57 in the evening. That's why I say that when I watch these demonstrations where people are doing so-called ambient light rejection demonstrations and they're saying the screens can do this and screens can do that. No, that screen is supposed to pull up, whether if you take it outside, that screen's supposed to pull up, and that screen's supposed to pull up inside the house. Any technology that can pull up outside can pull an image inside easily with no problem. That's my screen right there, people. All right, so as I said before, screen sphere window light. I would like to see that demonstration done again with window light actually coming into the environment. How am I hooked around all of this right now? Just had that for a minute. Let me grab this too. I'm going to need this remote control. So here we are. We have the 1800 lumen projector. We have a window open here. We have two windows open over there. I don't want to point my camera that direction because I don't want my neighbors thinking I'm recording them. I'm going to come over here and check out the angle gain, which you can see the screen crystal clear from top to bottom. This is how a true ambient light rejection screen is supposed to be displayed. Come down my hallway here. We go back into the Japanese tea room, which you see both of my windows displaying light, short distance from the screen, and the screen is able to produce a nice blue sea without the image washing out or fading. And we can do that in deep outer space 4K relaxing. Why is my stand so short right now? Let's do that one right there. There we go. Got some length on my stand. There we go. Outer space exhibit, outside, and I say inside. Window light pushing through. You can see that screen from corner to corner. If the gray screen doesn't have coding technology, it can't do it. And like I said, we can make this a personal challenge to every screen out there that's gray. If your screen can pull a contrast level, you should display it. Because at the end of the day, as I said before, contrast is everything, and it is. What's the point of having a projector that has an amazingly high contrast ratio if you can't pick up an image? You can't pick up a black level. Let's go downstairs. I think my remote, okay, this remote control's here, good. Make sure I keep my remote controls where they're supposed to be at. I'm gonna go downstairs to my 126 inch that sits in my window. Oh, by the way, I decided to give you a break because you were just about to get another screen paint today. But I'll hold off on that one until tomorrow. That's another one you have to make. We're now at 13. Yellow screen. We're now at 13. And there's my technology at 126 inches, sitting in a bay of windows. You check out my dimmers, all the way up. Our screens don't hide from ambient light. They're designed to take in ambient light. That Vivistorm, I can tell you from the door, if I stick that screen in the middle of that screen, it'll wash out in this environment. Because I have windows physically right next to my screen, plus that overhead light. You see how powerful that overhead light is? There's no shade protecting it at all. As you can see, if you look at my environment, it's nice and bright from corner to corner. Look at the screen from corner to corner. The image comes up perfect. Let's go into the kitchen. Kitchen has a ton of ambient light, as you can see. So much light the kitchen has in it. There's my ultra short there, right there, sitting next to the window. That screen is blue. That's blue technology. The other one, the other room is blue technology. as I said, a lot of fake demonstrations. That's what they are. Can't back it up. I'm going to cut you a break today because if I didn't, this is what you would be up against today. This is new. Just made about 20 minutes ago. This is an exotic technology. The next time you want to talk about making my stuff, you'll have to pass all the tests that my technologies run under. This is what makes it hard for people to try to even mimic or try to even make our products. How can you make our products if you can't pass our tests? So that means you're not making our products. You're pretty much just making some junk paint, putting it on the internet, and people are getting it and messing up the screens. Because you can't pass any tests of any of these screens. You couldn't even figure out the color of them. What color are they? Can't go in and buy this. This is made by using 3 different colors of paint to make this particular color right here. Some are even 4 to make that color, that shade. And then you would still have to make it in 20 minutes, throw it up on a screen, do a 3-screen certify right from the door, and then do that color changing. That screen would have to show a reaction live. That's the first test of 8 you would have to do. And then you would have to stick it out there. All these screens pass their ambient light rejection test. That's why they can sit here in front of the window with no problem. And you know the reason we gave him that challenge? Because we knew he wouldn't do it. We knew that he would basically try to avoid it at all costs, which he did, as I called it. He was going to go near the black screens, which that didn't do any good because after that demonstration we did last night, well, yeah, that tells you right there. Those screens landing against my screen last night is not a mix. Those are certified screens landing against that black screen, and that black screen still outperformed them with the lights on and off. So keep in mind, if my screen can withstand that kind of challenge against 11 certified screens, and some of the screens were far lighter than that screen, and still maintain, my screen still maintained what it had to do, what makes you think your product landing against that screen would stand a chance? You haven't even done 11 screens certified against your screen yet. So the fact that you can't even make one of these, because if you did, you would be able to mimic all the demonstrations under the 12s. And you haven't done one of them. When I open up this door, I do a demonstration, you know where my screen is sitting at? It's sitting right here. That's where it's sitting. Because when I open up that door, any light that comes in is going to brush past that screen. There's no point in me opening up this door and saying, hey, look, the door's open. Look how much ambient light is making contact with the screen. Light traveling through here is not going to travel through, turn around and do a 360 or 180 and hit the screen. It's going to go bypass here. It may expand a little bit out there, and it's going to diminish when it gets to that back area back there. I don't know why you do demonstrations, open up the door. It doesn't even make contact with the screen, because if it did, the background of your screen, when that door was open up, this would have eliminated. Or you've seen all this. What we see on this side, all your pictures light up. You can see the lights making contact. When it gets to the back end of your screen, it becomes dark in the corners. That's how I know that door is not making contact with your screen. See all that light that pushes in? That's all that ambient light. See how my hand casts a shadow? That's all that ambient light hitting my screen. That's all ambient light making contact with the screen right there. If I were to just turn my lights out and just use the window lights alone. And mind you, I have demonstrations at, and this is talking to the big companies too. I have demonstrations of my screens producing images at 12 o'clock in the afternoon where light was passing through here and here across the screen at the same time. I don't need a P1, I don't need a P2. I don't need a 4K. I don't need a Ultra. I don't need any of that. $59 projector right there. That sits in eco mode. Let's take out the yellow screen. How much light that screen gives? This lights are really bright. I can actually light this environment to up to that. This is a little something different we're working on today. These are 17s. This technology is both front and rear. Let me see what we got going on here with our remote controls. Let's see if we got the right ones here. Nope, that's one right over there. It's not that one. Oh, here we go. Okay, I keep forgetting that. Well, I didn't cut the sound from there, did I?
If you have moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis, Enbrel helps relieve joint pain and helps stop joint damage.
I'm the crap out of my camera. There we go. That's better. That's the 17 ultra bright. So you'll see 17s popping in and out of the picture. As we're doing the exotics, you'll see the 17s start popping up more here and there. All right, let's get something to place the screen with. Oh, I forgot. All sample sheets are upstairs. Jimmy the Crickets. We'll be back. Sorry about that, people. Okay, well, there's my chicken briquette. Just grab my remote control. Hold on, come back here. There we go. That's the black level on a screen that we have, which we call the Ultra Bright 17. And that technology is both front and rear, which means you coat that on plexiglass, it becomes rear projection. Let's go over to the color white. Oh, wrong one. Nope. I need you to be here, and I need this one to stay there, and I need this one to go to the color white.
Getting that from YouTube.
All right, let's start off with some sample sheets. Got a lot of sticky tape over here right now. I'm going to show you the color of my screen so you can see it. That is the color of the technology. This is what we're putting against it. As you can see, this is darker than that one, right? Correct? I always get this in Christmas. I don't know why. Let's get, what do we got next up here we can play around with? All right. Gray Cinema 5D. So the biggest storm sample sheets, I'm ordering those today. They're 20 bucks. I can get them over at Amazon. They'll be here. I'll get them another time at all. I'm still waiting for the other company to reach here. I checked out the Optima. Optima does have a projection screen, but it's not black. It's gunmetal. I don't know why they keep telling me black screens. They're not black. It's a gunmetal screen. So I thought they literally had a black screen. XY, on the other hand, I may have to physically buy their screen because they don't have sample sheets. That's like a $1,400 screen. So I'm willing to put the money out for that one. Let's come over here and let's do a lighter one. And this one, let's go with a matinee silver. All right. Just want to show you that real quick. We do other things besides the fish. All right, so let's get this popping. Go do the white levels first. Nope, wrong rolling controls. I keep getting your rolling controls mixed up. All right, there we go. You already know the story already, don't you? Told you if the white levels come up too high, we're going to have issues. So let me see. I'm going to get all this to fit because we're going to be doing this strictly on sample sheets. We're going to do this on an overexpand screen pretty soon. Actually, we already did this. We did these on 100 inches when they first came out. So I'll show you that demonstration, but we still have to do it again either way. Let's project it and move over just a little bit. There we go. Let's expand it out. All right, let's begin. Color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
I don't know why I keep getting that. Color red, color red. I gotta look into that because that keeps popping up. I'm just curious about that now. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Told you. Told you right from the door what was going to happen. See, here's the thing. Even the 17s have code in them. And that code allows the screen to be able to produce better reds and greens. It's an ultra bright screen, which means, bottom line, it's a kind of a silverish gray screen. That's what it is. And I can basically take gray screens just like that, put it against my screen, and you see me pick the other screen. The other screen was darker than my screen, which was the daylight screen was darker than mine. I can take that and put it against that screen, and our screen would still show an improvement. Yet I don't see these demonstrations being done with other screen paints. I don't. I said before, if you're going to be testing and showing off your product, what you need to do is you need to take other screens that fit somewhere close to the category of your screen, and you need to show those white levels, contrast, colors, to see which one of those screens actually perform better. And they will avoid that at all costs. They'll definitely avoid anything that has anything to do with any form of contrast because they know this screen is going to fail miserably. We're not afraid to do this live. Let's grab the color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
Okie dokie. Let's grab this color pattern right here.
Excuses. We're all guilty of making that.
What? It's the dog's birthday.
That's why at CBS, we're making not.
This is why they don't try to, this is why we made that statement about if you're going to try to mimic and make our product, you have to pass our test. These are basic tests that screens go under. This is the first basic test we put them under. The minute a product is done, it has to go under a 3-screen certified. It has to. We need to know on our end, not for you. We need to know on our end how this screen is going to stack up. So if they're not showing you these demonstrations, then they're dancing around the screen. So someone says, hey, can you got me yourself a nice gray silver screen over there? What's the difference between that and a DMP, Supernova, Dark Star 9, or Elite screen? I can go, here you go. That's the difference. I don't have to calibrate my projectors when it comes to my screens. That's why I was able to come in here and unbox my ViewSonic ultra short throw projector, set it up without with calibrating nothing, and that image just popped. All the colors popped, everything came up on the screen. That's why. Let's go let's swap out for a Dark Star 9. Dark Star 9 is definitely darker than my screen. You see how dark a Dark Star 9 is? We're going to swap that one out for the Matinee Silver, which is actually lighter than my screen. That's the Matinee Silver. You know, because right there in the corner, it'll say MS, and that stands for the Matinee Silver. That's what that stands for, that one. So we're going to take a Dark Star 9, put it right against the screen. And there's a Dark Star 9. Let's grab ourselves a DMP Supernova. Take the Gray Cinema 5D and remove that one. See the color of this. It's gray. Right there. And we're going to replace that with a DMP Supernova. No matter what I throw at that screen, there is no way in the world the screens are going to match that technology. I can go through all of the samples. When Vivid Storm gets here, we'll do those demonstrations. I call the screen Lux, but I actually correctly spell it so you know exactly what we're talking about. So the screen is Luxini. We ordered 60 inches of that coming through. And what we're going to do is we're not going to put this against the colored screens, because those screens, people would argue that, well, it's not fair, Ken, because your screen's burgundy red, so it has to have some advancements. It's green, they're blue, they have to have some kind of advancement. They're mustard, they have to have some kind of advancement. The surface doesn't play a role in the technology. It's just to show that, and it does change a little bit with color and all. Yeah, it does change a little with color and all. It does boost it a little bit, but it's to show that if we did this off a red wall, everything, and try it. If you got color walls in your house, take your projector and hit one of your color walls and see what happens. Everything's going to come up with a tinted blue or green or whatever. It's going to be an ugly looking, disgusting screen. But on our end, we could do that because we have a technology that allows us to read color. Same technology you just dropped in this 17, which is allowing this gray screen to read color without calibrating the projector. All right, let's go do another swap out. We did the Gray Cinema 5D. Let's go over and let's grab a Seymour AV 1.3. That's the Seymour AV 1.3 sample sheet. 1.3. It's actually a very good screen too. I'm a big fan. Like I told you, I met the fellow who actually developed this screen. Really, really nice person, really down to earth person. And one of the things I talked about was the Seymour AV 1.3. I like the Seymour AV 1.3. We're going to swap that out for daylight screen over here. That's some parallax. I didn't butcher that. So we just swapped it out for this one right here. All right. We got a little bit of room over there, do we not? Let's grab ourselves a lighter screen. See if that does anything. We're going to grab ourselves a cinema gray, and we're going to put it right over there in that spot right there. Now, this would be the same color as a particular screen paint, if you know what I mean. And this is what happens if it touches this screen.
Welcome to a world light, unlike anything you experience. In Curse of the Dead Lands, you face an ever-changing
right, let's see. We're going to do next, we did the matinee silver. We are going to do next, after that, we're going to do a cinema gray 3D next. That'll be the next one we're going to do. Let's go over here and let's swap out the Dark Star 9. Actually, I want to keep the Dark Star 9 there. We'll swap it out for the DMP Supernova. DMP Supernova off. Let's swap that out. Put that there. All right. This stuff sticks much, much better than the Velcro. You notice that any screen I throw against it, and as the screen's changing colors, they all remain the same. Too much white light. They push up too much white light. White light's not good. The brighter the screen, and I'm going to tell you right now, any screen paint you see that's really, really light, I guarantee you, bar none, it's going to have a horrible time producing color. They have to use a high-grade projector. That's the only way you can do it. Heck, if they just paint this out of that wall with black paint, they would still see a better improvement. And it's true, they would. Because, like I said, search the internet. Do your research before you buy from me. Search the internet and find out how many people are doing demonstrations like I'm doing right now. My screen's gray. And I'm swapping out all these different screens right in front of you while we're displaying color back and forth. And my screen remains the same when it comes to color, but all the rest of them can't keep up. This is why we stand out. When I say we, people say, oh, you, no, we as in me and God. Anytime you hear me say we, I don't work with anybody else, me and God. That's what I mean. We. All right, we did the DMP Supernova. We have a blade in Infinity. This would be the blade. These are really hard to get your hands on. They don't play around when it comes to getting their sample sheets. It is really hard to get the sample sheets. First thing first, you got to call them. And then after that, you got to send an email to them. And there's a whole lot of stuff you got to go through to get a DMP Supernova. It is something else. But it, like I said, whatever, you know. And then they charge us 20 bucks for those bad boys. Each, not for one. All right, we got the CMR 81.3 here. We're going to swap this out for a blade by DMP Supernova right there. See if we get any change in the screen at all. See if anything changes. Next, we're going to go with Daylight Screen. I think the Parallax, if I'm saying it right. This is their pure screen right here. This is a high silver screen that they developed. Right here, this has a 2.3 gain. This is going to be the next one we're going to do. We're going to swap that out for, I'll take the Dark Star 9 off. I'll put it back on later on. We got the time. So let's swap that out for this one right here. See if we get a change. Dark Star 9. Make sure I got the right side. Okay, cool. Now that screen's supposed to be a high silver. As you can see, it's producing a very, very high white level, brighter than the rest of them. I told you, any screen's bright like that, it's gonna have problems. Here we are with a matinee black. This is a much darker screen, so this should have a good chance of matching against the screen, because this is a darker screen. Over here, we have, see me going through, did that one already, did that one already, we did that one already, we're done. We all just went through all those screens that fast. And then last but not least, we're going to do the matinee black. That's the darker version of CMR AV screen. And we're going to do that silver paint, the one I told you, where the fellow made the statement saying that the product we have here is the same as my product. Well, we're going to do that too. And this is not going to go too well. As you can see, look at this stuff. All right, so let's go take off the cinema gray and put the silver paint up here. Get rid of this. I'll tell you one thing. If I'm buying a product from someone, I'm going to ask those questions. You got a P2 projector. This thing has 1 million something to 1 something. That's a crazy contrast capability on that projector. I would have asked to see a star field demonstration. I'd have asked you to pull those windows open. I want to see that screen area fully lit. I want to see if that screen can produce a star field demonstration with 1,000,000 and so on contrast capability. Wouldn't you like to see that? I would love to see that. He won't do it. Screen can't do it. The projector can do it. Oh, the projector definitely can do it, but his screen can't do it. He can't pick it up. If I came out here and told you, hey, look, we got this paint, and it basically at the end of the day, I can go against 11 screens right now. I'm not going to show you the screens, but I want you to trust me. Take my word. It can go against 11 screens, and it could beat all those screens and colors and everything. And I would name off the screens. You would think I was crazy. Like, wait a minute, this man wants me to believe that without proof, without evidence, that his gray screen he's displaying right here can outbeat these high-end top screens. These are screens that have been on ABS forums, Projector Central. They've gotten all kinds of awards for their performance. Took some years to make this technology. And you mean to tell me, you're going to tell me you can come out here and take your gray screen and produce better color than these screens? Are you kidding me? Yeah, you got to be to back everything up. That's why we have so many demonstrations. You got to back it up. Because if not, you know, I'd be just speaking jibber jabber instead of showing you right here, right in front of you. Just watch me walk around my house. Keep in mind, you just watched me walk around my house a few minutes ago and display all my screens with all the window light hitting my screens. I didn't use a 5,000 lumen crystal. I used an 1,800 lumen projector and produced an image on angle gain in that environment. Walked out of that room, walked into another room, displayed a star field demonstration and changed from black levels to white levels. Something you don't see with gray screens or other gray screens, because what they'll do is they'll keep it at high bright colors and they'll stay away from the contrast. Then you see me come downstairs and show you my 126-inch sitting in the window over here, surrounded by a bunch of windows with the dimmers all the way up. Then walk into the kitchen and show you my screen in the kitchen, displaying right next to the window and all that light in the kitchen. And then come out here and show you a demonstration where I just took my my ultra bright silver and I just basically went against swap out live on multiple forms of screens, and they all remain the same color where my screen produces color. That's the demonstration you should be demanding for your home theater setup, not that smoke and mirror nonsense. It's your investment at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, I can walk through my house and I can watch all my screens and my picture quality looks amazing on 720p. And some of you guys have 4K projectors and you're not picking up anything what I'm picking up. You can't do this on your screen. Let's take the darker screens. Now, we're done. All the sample sheets are done. We just all went through them that fast. Let's go grab the darker screens. Let's grab, take this off. This is not going to full contrast. We all know that. That's a darker one. Let's see. This is not dark enough. Let's go into this one right here. I got to pick the darker ones. This is, let me see what we got here. Is this the darker one? No, that's a pure silver. This is not this one. It's the darker one. All right, so we're going to get all the darker sample sheets. All right, so we're going to do, that's not dark enough, and that's not going to work. We need a dark star 9, which I have over there. We need this is a real dark one right there. That's got to be the blade. Is this the blade? No, it's the infinity. That's an infinity right there. So that's the infinity. Very dark screen. There's my screen. The screen is darker than my screen, isn't it? Let's put that right here. An interesting thing about it is that screen right there would cost you for a 100-inch $4,000, maybe $4,000 to $5,000. In that range, $4,000 to $5,000. 100-inch only. Dark Star 9. All right, my screen's a little darker than Dark Star 9. This has a reflective surface because it could be because of the light. But anyway, this screen right here has a 0.9. And this screen right here would cost you between $2,000 to $3,000 for 100-inch. We'll put that one right here. All right. Let's go with daylights. New screen. Let's start a screen right there. It's a dark screen. It's weird because this screen reflects the reflective screen. See, it's dark here, it's light there, it's reflective surface, but it's a very dark screen. So anyway, this screen right here would cost you about $5,000. 100-inch only. $5,000, 100-inch only. Our technology under the 17 is front and rear, ultra short throw compatible, and with one quart you can paint up to a 126-inch screen, which means that giant screen behind me, that's what you could paint up to. And from a gallon all the way down to a quart runs under the range of $300. Under the range of $300. So you do the math, $5,000 versus $300. The DMP Supernova, if you did want to do 180 inch of that screen, well, you got $17,000 laying around, about $17,000, $18,000 for that screen. Some people think I'm joking when I talk about that. Do your research. Do your research. Think I'm joking? Do your research. I got some people that are just now getting into the home theater field, and they don't understand how expensive home theater is. It can be crazy expensive. I'm actually a couple forum sites on Facebook. One of the forum sites, they talk about nothing but audio equipment. So I'm in there because I'm basically getting education from them. I know a little bit about audio equipment, but these guys are like experts in it. So I just come into their channel and I just watch some of the stuff that they hook up. You know, I mean, I'm learning from these guys. So I'm learning all this stuff, like how to hook this up, because I do want to do an amazing outdoor backyard setup. So I'm watching a few channels on people setting these screens up outside. And I could do the screens, that's no problem. That's my world anyway. But when it comes to the audio and all that stuff like that, I need to know what speakers to use and this, that, and the other, and how to set this up and Bluetooth and all this stuff. So I'm learning from these guys. These guys are teaching me this stuff. But anyway, some of these setups I see for the homes, and I got another site that I'm in where they just have these 80-inch TVs. They have 80-inch TVs, and they're like, you know, they're QLEDs and all these high-end expensive TVs. And then they have these massive speaker systems that make the TV look like it's a part of Stonehenge. Like, these speakers are literally huge, massive speakers. I don't get that theory why your sound is actually bigger than your screen. I think it should be the other way around. But I mean, that's what they like. But anyway, it's just like when you look at it, it's like the price tag of what these guys spend for these TVs is freaking insane. I'm like, wow. I saw one demonstration guy was showing an outdoor TV screen. That's a $30,000 projection. $30,000 TV for outdoors. $30,000. God forbid somebody would have peek over in your backyard and see that TV. I guarantee you won't have it tomorrow for $30,000. Somewhere $60,000, somewhere almost $80,000 TVs for the backyard. People spend a lot of money. And I have some people that I've talked to customers and they've never seen these screens I'm showing them. Because you can't go to, some of them you can go to, like the Great Cinema 5D and the Cinema 3D and the Cinema Gray. You could go on Amazon and you pick that screen, that selection will come up and you decide on which one you want. Now keep in mind, depending on which one you want, your price tag starts to jump a little higher. So they're not going to give you like a certain price like we do with our screens. You go in there and you pick a certain color and you're only getting charged for basically the size of the paint, the amount of paint you ordered. No, you go in there and you change one of those screens out, that price starts to jump. Now when you start getting to the white screen, we have a white Elite screen upstairs. That screen right there, if I bought that at 100 inches, I mean, you probably get it for like 150, 160, maybe 180 bucks. But then you go over to the Cinema Gray, which is slightly a little darker, and you're talking about maybe $600, $800. And then you want to go over into a Cinema Gray 5D, then you're talking about $1,300, $1,400. Then you want to go into a Dark Star 9, that's a flagship screen. Now you're talking about $3,000, $2,000 to $3,000. And it depends on it. Maybe that screen is not ultra short though compatible. Then you're going to get a CLR screen, which is, and that's going to cost you even more money on top of that. And we're talking about in the 100-inch range only. Because once you start bouncing out into 120-inch, then you're talking about $5,000 and $6,000 and $7,000. You're talking about screens that can go up. You can spend anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 for a projection screen. And I had a customer that didn't believe that. And I said, well, if you want these particular high-end screens, you can't go to Amazon and pick these screens up. You had to go to a certain select dealership to get these screens, or you could find one on eBay or somebody who previously had the screen and they're selling it. Now, Best Buy, you can go to Best Buy. These are certain select areas that you can go and buy these screens at, but you can't. When you go on the website, when you go on, most people who go on Amazon, you're dealing with nothing but white screens. Majority of screens in there are all white. That's what you're dealing with. And the sad thing about it is, when they sell these screens, they put this Photoshop display of this family and this beautiful background, and they're outside, and the image looks amazing. And in your mind, you're thinking, oh, that's the image I'm going to get. And then when you hook it up, it looks like absolute crap. How come it doesn't look the same way? It doesn't look the same way because that's a Photoshop image that they put in there. That's why it doesn't look the same way. All right. We're going to go over from here, and we are going to pull up Starfield demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
That's not a Starfield demonstration. Just have to get through this.
Baby, just to let me down, let me down, let me down.
She's getting it in. Bring it down a little bit. See, even the darkest technology, they can't produce that black level. So even at the darkest technology, they can't produce that black level. And what happens if you were to take a screen, and mind you, these are the expensive screens. These are the $4,000 and $5,000 screens. Good morning. God bless. How you doing, sir? Oh, shoot. Tony, I'll make sure I got your name. Tony. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, these are the expensive screens. These are the ones that will cost you an arm and a leg, literally. I had a friend of mine, he was going to get a screen from, well, I don't say the name too much. I'm doing pretty good. He was going to get a screen from a certain company, and he wanted a 180-inch of this screen. I'm like, oh my goodness, I couldn't even imagine what that would cost. 100-inch was $5,000. So if 100-inch is $5,000, what do you think 180-inch would cost you of that screen? And then people said, I didn't know screens were that expensive. Heck, you could buy Monster cable. You ever seen Monster cable, high performance Monster cables? You could spend 50 to 60 to 80 bucks for a cable. It's expensive, but yeah, it's crazy. Do you have any demos of so and so? We did that already with Black Diamond. As a matter of fact, we already went through that with Screen Innovation back in 2015. I will leave a document below that you can read for yourself that we did a side-by-side demonstrations with the technology where Screen Innovation did contact our company at that particular time and was telling us that we had potential in our technology, which followed by later on with documents from an attorney telling us to stay away from their technology. So I will post at the bottom so you can see for yourself. We did that way back in 2015. Been there, done it. If I'm going to be this thorough with my demonstrations, with all these tests, trust me, you think I'm not going to go against that big dog? Yes, I did. We know things about their technology. Because like I said, when we test out their stuff, all their screens tell a story. And their screens, just put it this way, have a very interesting story. And we found it. Color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
So yeah, we've done their technology already. Way back in 2015, we've done their technology already. They just didn't like it at all. That's the problem. You know, it didn't start off all that bad, you know? I'll tell you the truth. I mean, they contacted us, and they were, they contacted us, and they were interested in the technology, but they probably wouldn't give us a freaking NDA. That's where the argument sparked off at. One, an NDA, which you should be requiring, asking for. An NDA, which is a non-disclosure agreement. Let me tell you something, my friend. You ever seen them do this? See all this light? Watch this. Bam! No, they can't do this. That's a 720p, $180 projector. See, when they do their demonstrations, they're using 8K projectors, 6K projectors, the 3,000 and 5,000 lumen projectors. They're using high power projectors because they have to make up for what the screen can't do. I, in my demonstrations, can show you a projector that I got off eBay for $180. And not only that, I can do this. I can show you an angle gain with all this light pushing in and hitting my screen. This is our acoustic technology. It's a blackout cloth pre-coated that you can put speakers behind the back of it and sound can travel through it. And it picks up 100% contrast. Now, as you see in my environment, I could have used that projector. That's 6,500 lumens, 7,000 lumens, 5,000 lumens, 43, 43, 43, 43. What projector did I use in my demonstration? My 1,800 lumen projector right here. There it is displayed in my environment, 1,800 lumens. That's all I can. Well, my screens are black in here. These are 12s. I can come over here with the windows open and I can view my screen with no problem at 1,800 lumens. I told you, anytime when you're talking about doing side by side with these companies, let me see one demonstration of any one of these high-end companies showing you a demonstration on the projector I'm using in that demonstration, and I'll give you free screen paint for a year. They're not. They're going to use the most high-end, most advanced, sophisticated projector they can possibly get their hands on, and it's going to be in a poorly lit environment. And just because the screen's black doesn't mean that it's basically does not have the ability to be able to produce a contrast, a white level, because it can do both worlds. We can come out of outer space. You have the right remote control again? I gotta stop doing this. Carrying these remote controls around with me. It's crazy. It's absolutely madness, I tell you. Let's go over to, let's do this right here. Let's do the New York City skyline. Oh yeah, white levels. It picks up white levels for a black screen. Now this was designed for customers who don't want to paint their screens. We have some customers that don't want to paint their screens. They just want something that maybe you rent, you're not allowed to paint on your walls. This is an acoustic blackout cloth, which we're going to do a customer's. We got 100-inch of a customer's screen that's already done. We're going to be doing a demonstration off the screen before we ship it off. So if you don't like the paint, all you'd have to do is build your frame, take the material out, stretch it around your frame, and you're done. The batteries are dead, so we got to do it this way. And that's coming right to the back. Let me show you how acoustic this is. That's how thin it is. You can see my fingers right there. There's my speakers right there in the back. Now the screen we have that will be going against this is made by Elite Screen. It's their acoustic screen. We ordered two of them. We ordered the dark version and we ordered the light version to go against our acoustic screens. And see how we size up to them. If I want to change over into something like this, you can bring up colors without the screens fading or washing out. Screens don't fade up when color hits them, when light hits them. And we have the overheads on too. Colors will come up nice, bright, vivid, as it should. Anything I select, it's going to come out looking amazing. And at the end of the day, what do I say? This is God's technology. And it is. I'm not taking the credit for this. I'm not taking the credit for any of it at all. None of it. It's His work. It's His design. I'm blessed to be able to sit here and learn it at the end of the day. I get some people get upset over that. They were like, why you always got to talk about God? Why not? It's interesting, like I said, when death is knocking at your back door, now we want to talk about God. Come out of the birdies. I would love to have a bird. Well, I am a bird. Still would like to have a bird. Let's go to, let's see. Can we get that from here at the bottom? No, we can't get at the bottom? Nope. Let's keep bringing it a little bit more. Got out of space there. Ooh. All right, I gotta check this out real quick. This is something that, without that color coding technology, any other gray screen out there in the market, they can't do this. That's why that gray screen downstairs I'm displaying is able to produce all those colors in contrast, no matter what sample sheet I throw at that screen, and still maintain bright, beautiful, vivid colors. Because there's a code in that screen. If it doesn't have that coding technology, it's not worth your money, it's not worth your time. Unless you want to sit in the dark with a washed out screen, I mean, that's up to you. And I don't have to spend the money for an expensive projector. Or another one over there too. As a matter of fact, when my customers call in, they ask me what kind of projector. I get a 720p, and they get 720p projectors. Why spend the money? Bought myself a D-Sonic 720p. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm almost close to all my projectors being 720p. The only ones I don't have in here is the 505 Christie, which I'm thinking about changing out to a 720p now. I just want all 720p's in the house now. I want all my projectors to be 720p. Just to prove a point that you don't have to have a 1080p if you don't want it. Now, like I said, at the end of the day, if you want a 1080p, get a 1080p. If you want a 4K, get a 4K. But you don't have to have it. That's the thing. That's what it comes down to. It's not mandatory for you to have that projector in order to get an amazing picture. Because that's what the big companies would sell you on. Go call one of those big companies and tell them, yeah, I got me a 720p projector. I want to buy your screen. They'll laugh at you. Like, nah, it's not going to work. You're at least going to have a 1080p at least. If you want the best viewing experience, it's going to have to be 4K. But I saw somebody on YouTube. No. He can't be doing that. That's virtually impossible. And that's why we do all the demonstrations live. Let's go over to, let's see, Snow, 4K screensavers. See how we can switch back and forth? I can go into contrast and show you contrast on my black screens. Of course, that's what they're designed to do. But then I can show you something that a black screen is not supposed to be doing. I can show you white levels. I can watch TV with my windows open right behind me. So that's why I find it interesting. Like I said, anytime I see somebody display a light gray screen, they never show you contrast. And if they do show you contrast, I guarantee those lights are going out. There is no way in the world they're going to show you a star field demonstration with this much light coming through the window. And mind you, with all this snow out of here, that's more light pushing through my window. Because that's light reflecting off all that white snow and pushing more light into the house. That looks like something out of like a, I don't know, like a Dungeons and Dragons or a quest mode. You just have to find this tree in the middle of the center of nowhere. But be warned, there's a dragon there waiting for you. My personal favorite. This is my personal favorite. I love doing this demonstration. So one of the most important things when it comes to a black screen is the black screen has to be able to pull the white levels. Because if it can't pull the white levels, what happens is the white levels suffer. Natural colors suffer, which means your reds, your blues, your greens, all those colors, they suffer. They come out too dark, they come out dingy, you can't see the screen. If you notice, when you look at the wolf, you can see multiple shades of white. You can see everything down to his mane, his tail. There's different levels of white in the environment. If the screen came up too dark, you wouldn't see the different levels. You would just see this dark gray image. That's all you would see. And you wouldn't be able to make out the wolf or the figure or the snow in the background, the paw prints. Even the way he's beating the snow up and it's moving around, you wouldn't need to see any of that at all, period. That's why I find it funny when people take black paint and say, this is how all black screens react. You can't say that. I'm not the only one that develops a black screen. There are other companies who have black screens. Unless you sit down and you personally do those demonstrations correctly and honestly, then you can make that statement. All right, let's get out of Mr. Woofy Woofy. Mr. Woofy Woofy. Let's go pop over to... Ooh. Okay, draw. I wonder. One thing that scares me about that is the music playing in the background. You got to be careful about that, because if that music is copyrighted, and like I said, this is one of the things I don't understand about this. Hold on for me before we get down this road. LG, snowboarding demonstration. If they customize that music for that particular demo, knowing that other people are going to be watching that demo and recording that demo, maybe using that demo for something they're going to be using, they're saying that, well, look, we gave them permission to use it, but we didn't give you permission to move it, and then you get a strike against you. That's messed up, but it does happen. That's why when I hear somebody singing music, I'm like, nope. If it's instrumental, I'll do it. But other than that, if they're singing lyrics in there, I'll pull away from it. But I still want to show you the snowboarding demonstration. Like I said, when I show you a black screen, it's important for me to show you the white levels. This is something you have to see. When you're watching someone displaying a gray screen, you have to be to see the contrast levels. It's important for you to see that. If they're not showing you those contrast levels, if they're doing those contrast levels in dark environments and poorly lit environments, that's a high indicator that the screen struggles when it comes to contrast and it can't pull it. And if it can't pull contrast, then you see what happened downstairs? The colors fade and they wash away. J and K. That's going to bring something completely different. J and K 4K. Wow. Now I go for the skin tones. I always go for the skin tones. I love doing skin tones. One of the things I love doing up black screens for skin tones. Mind you, we're doing all this. Why? My windows are wide open. No awnings protecting it. Curtains right straight down the middle. I even took my monitor and put it on the floor, so we have all this light pushing in, nothing blocking anything, any of the light coming through. Direct contact with the screen. Skyworth, food demonstration, 4K. I like this demonstration because it displays natural colors. So that means in order for the screen to pull those white levels and it to produce that nice natural color, it has to be able to show a white level. If not, the image would come out so dark you couldn't see it. See all the pastel colors, how they come up nice and bright and vivid? If you don't have a white level high enough in a black screen, you can't pull that off. And the tricky thing about black technology is the fact that if you make your white levels too high, that means your contrast suffers. If you make your contrast too high, your white levels suffer. It has to be a perfect balance in between. So when I watch a demonstration of somebody taking some kind of black substance and stick it against the screen and say, hey, this is how all black screens react, no, that's a premature judgment. Because I can come in here live and show you this. Not pre-recorded, live, real time, and show you that. With my windows open, using 10 times more light in my environment than that person just displayed in his environment, showing off that demonstration. That light is pushing through a window right now. Look how bright it is in here now. See the difference of white level? See her collar? Different white level skin tone, the pinks in her lips. All that requires a white level in order to bring it up. Now next time you go over and you watch some demonstrations where someone's displaying a light gray screen, ask questions. Can I please see a contrast level? Can I see what your screen looks like displayed on an OLED demonstration in a fully lit environment? Question the environment. If you're supposed to be using an ambient light projection screen, how come your windows are, how come the light is not pouring in? Look at the background of the screen. If the screen, the background of the screen is too dark, that means there's not enough physical light hitting the screen. That means the little lights they have peppered out in the environment are designed to make the environment look like there's light in the environment. There really isn't. Because if there was light in the environment, you would see it hitting the whole back end of the wall. Do a comparison. How does your screen compare to different forms of high performance screens? You want to see that. Do color patterns. What's the lowest lumen projector you got? Can you fire that up? This technology, one of the tests it has to pass is 20 feet back on 1,000 lumens. That's inside. Outside, 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens. And has to pull a star field demonstration outside at 190 degree viewing angle. Look how blue the water is. Look at the background. The water's blue in the back. It's dark blue, and you got light blue. The white from the curtains, the dress, all that requires white light. Same scenario. If you take white paint and you stick it in red, the color becomes brighter because of the white levels in it. You put black into it, it becomes darker. I'm not giving you a recipe, I'm just giving you a scenario on exactly what happens when you add white light that has to project from a surface that allows the color to become brighter and more vivid. So you're having a customer come over and give him his review on your screen, you didn't do a thorough demonstration. Because if it was me and I walked over there, I would have put you through the ringer. I would have asked you all the questions that you would have liked to hear. Which I think that whole entire thing was actually rehearsed. Because I would ask you from the door, hey, how about we open up these windows back here? Let's see what the contrast level looks like on this projector. And the first thing I would ask is, what's your contrast on your projector? Oh, 1,000,000 to what? Oh, the black level's got to be incredible on this. Let's do a Starfield demonstration, any kind of black demonstration. Can you do a night scene demonstration in a fully lit environment? No. You're not going to get that. Judging by that already seen in that container already from the door, I can call it right now before I see it. If we ever got that product over here, I'm going to tell you from the door, it's not going to do well over here. It's not. It's not going to pull the color. It's not going to pull any of that up. It's a certified screens were having a problem struggling against a black screen, and they had a problem struggling against the gray screen downstairs. What makes you think that a screen paint is going to be able to go against a certified screen and do any better?
Yeah, he was Reese's.
Now, like I said, if he's marketed off as a, we market this off as a non-ambient light rejection screen paint. But you're trying to go against our technology, which is ambient light rejection technology. So it's kind of really stupid to do. It's like driving a Honda and you want to start a race with somebody who's driving a Bugatti. You're not going to win that race. This car overpowers yours by so much. So if you're trying to convince people that our technology is better than a black screen, then you're going to have to prove it. You're going to have to show something that black screens can do. Produce contrast levels. Because our black screens can produce contrast and we can show you white levels. Same thing a gray screen can do, which I displayed yesterday with 11 screens against my screen. Look how bright the colors are, nothing's washing out, nothing's fading. Still got tons of light pushing through. Now we can sit right here and we can look right out my window. Nothing's covered up. Hey! Hey! Trust me, I've been in games and pretty much zombie games. They be hearing me singing this in the background. Mine, you playing the game and you hear somebody back home. Yeah, I've been there doing that a lot. Okay, you all right, Ken? You getting sleep today? Like, I'm good. You got a demo stuck in my head. That's all. Just bear with me. It'll burn itself out. 9 games later, still the same thing going on. Hey. Like, what demo is it? Don't watch it. It'll be stuck in your head forever. Hey! Oh, by the way, this technology right here, 11 screen certified, already tested. We got the demonstrations on it. We tested on short throw, ultra short throw, long throw, distance throw, everything. This technology is not weatherproof. Just want to add that real quick. Do not take these things outside. We have all that specification on the website anyway. Let's come over here. Let's see if we got to get. So you pretty much can do anything on here. Doesn't make a difference. I don't have to pick certain videos that make the screen look good. I can pick anything I want. And keep in mind, like, I think by cutting the corners, if they do try to attempt to do the demonstration, You'll see all this in here washing out. It'll start turning tan all the way around here. They figure because you can still see the image in the middle, it's still considered to be acceptable. No, that is a complete fail. It's like if you go out and you buy an OLED TV and you turn it on and all this is tan all the way around the edges, you think you're going to keep that TV and you can only see in the middle of it? You're supposed to see it from edge to edge to edge. And yet it gets brighter. All right, I'm having enough fun in here. I'm gonna leave these open. See what's going on in the other room. Over here, my 1800 lumen little portable projector sitting over here, displaying some pretty fish on the screen. This is the wallpaper screen. This is black technology right there. Got a window open here. I can't turn my camera around. Literally, every time I open up my windows, my neighbors open up their windows. Because they're curious, like, what the frick is going on inside of this house right now? We need to know. None of your business. 1800 lumens right there. See, I could have used the 5000 lumen crispy right there, and I could have hit that screen right there, but that's pointless in the demonstration. We're going below minimum. I had to take that thing. I gotta get rid of that. That's overkill. We can't use that projector outside. It's too much. It's too powerful. It's a 6500 lumen projector. I can't sell product with a 6500 lumen projector. People have to understand, like, why are you getting rid of it? Because it's a 65, it's overkill. You know, I want my customers to be able to go outside with a 2800 lumen projector and produce an image outside and go, okay, that's fantastic. And it won't cost them an arm and a leg. That projector is $4,600 without the lens. The lens is 12 grand. It's a standard short dose zoom lens. See the size of that thing? It's like a dinner plate. They're $12,000 for that lens alone. And that projector, when they sell them, those projectors do not come with lenses with it. There's no lens that comes with it. So you're going to pay $4,600 for a machine that has no lens attached to it. And it ain't like you can go in there like this one, the Chrissy 505. I can hit a button at the top and I can pull the whole lens out and swap them. No, you got to have a professional go in and remove that lens, which is going to cost you even more money. So I was like, you know, I can't do a demonstration with a 6500 lumen projector because who the freak is going to relate to that thing? So if I take one of those projectors, like that's a 2800 lumen. If I take that 2800 lumen projector outside and we do a demonstration and it sparks up a beautiful image on the screen, you can relate to that projector over there because that projector cost me $54. See? So we're trying to do something different this time around when it comes to, we're doing a special screen paint that we're developing for outdoor projection screens. And one of the things about that technology is the fact that it's designed to expand. It's designed to take a lot of punishment because we got people who are going to be using this to paint on inflatable screens. And you take a inflatable screen, this screen's going to expand. You're going to fold it up, deflate it, expand. It's going to go over and over again. So that's what we're designing, something that actually you can convert a white inflatable screen into a black OLED screen. That'd be kind of cool to watch. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, did we carry the wrong one upstairs? Yes, we did. I'll be back. I'll be back. But so you can see the screen right here. The color of it. So this is the ultraviolet silver, kind of a silverish gray technology. And that's one of the ones we had over in the bin. I didn't get a chance to show it to you. We did show them off in 2020. We did show them off then, but I got a chance to show you a little more. We did add a few upgrades to it. But other than that, like I said, with all these sample sheets we just tested against it. A lot of sample sheets. This will be for sale on the website next week. We got a lot of stuff to load up on the website for next week. We got exotics that are going to be on there, some new exotics, and we got some of the 17s that are going to be up there. Let me go grab a remote control. I had Earth a turkey sandwich. Bumblebee tuna. Battery's dead. I kill my battery so fast on this phone. I'm gonna get charger now. Ah! And I told you that I had a customer, good friend of mine, placed an order for his product. We have one coming here. We have his product coming here. But it wasn't about the product. We didn't want the product. We're interested in what's on that box. That's what you're interested in. I already know from looking at the product that he displays in his videos, there's no way in the world they're going to hold a candle to our tech. So we know that already from the door. It's pointless doing that demonstration altogether. It's a waste of time. We're more interested in what's on that box that we're looking for. I told you I have certain parties involved in getting some things taken care of. So we get everything done in a nice, neat package, and we can move on from there. We can get this headed out of the way. But we need to obtain an address first. So a better way to obtain an address is to order from the direct source. So my parties can be involved. So like I said, he'll be receiving some literature pretty soon. Once we obtain the information, we'll go from there. Other than that, we have the product will get here. We'll show you what we got. I don't even know what I got. Because when he ordered it, he did request back what he wanted, and he said, use your expertise. So we don't care. Whatever's in it, the bottom line is not going to pass anything we got over here. And I already have his product. I got some of his product already here, and I had no need to do any demonstrations with it because, as I said before, it's pointless already from the door. It's pointless. We have his sample sheets. We have his paint. We've had his personal mix and the UV mix. We have all that right here. But if you notice in all my demonstrations, we don't even use it in any of our demonstrations. It's pointless. We already know how it's going to react. I'm more interested in the certified screens. That's what I'm more interested in. I'm very interested in that YX screen because, like I said, from those demonstrations, what I've watched, all ultra short throw projectors, they stay clear of the windows. That's one of the things I noticed. The screens that when they display them, they're always in a form of shadowy, dark area. So that you're automatically telling me from the door, if I stick you in an area with a lot of light on the 20 lumens projector, your screen's going to pretty much have a lot of problems. Oh, I like this paint. We're going to have to do rear projection on this too. I got to do some rear projection setups on here. We're going to have to do some rear projection setups. But the gray screens are the easy. That's the easy part. I mean, it's a great screen. And even though, like I said, it does produce colors better than the other screens, and it does. But at the end of the day, for me, I'm bored with it because of the simple fact that it's gray. I don't like to use the colors. You see how light gray that screen is? Compared to those screens we put up against that dark star 9, all the screens were darker than my screen. And my screen still outperformed them better with color, contrast, the whole 9 yards. That's how light gray that screen is. But it looks dark over there, doesn't it? That's that coating in it. Now, I'm pretty sure he's got screen paint around this color. So if he has screen paint around this color, how come we can't do the same demonstration? And now you can see it, that screen's burgundy red. Color green.
Getting that from YouTube.
The screen's burgundy, and it can pull up a bright green. I like doing the exotics. I love them. Oh crap! I tripped over something to me. It's different, you know. The developing traditional gray screens is easy. I've been there. I've done it already. I mean, it's a blessing from God. I thank my Lord for it. But for me, to develop a gray screen is no challenge. For me to develop a screen that's burgundy and have it pulling up a green level is a challenge for me. Because it's a hard task to do, and then to do it in that timeline makes it even more exciting to me. Now, you see why that's fun for me? Because here you got a traditional gray screen that should be pulling up a bright green, and you got a screen that's burgundy red that's pulling up a green screen. That's better than the screen that should be pulling it up. Color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
See? The screen is burgundy. Burgundy red. That's when I explained to Mr. You-Know-Who and anybody else, you're not on our level when I tell you this. We don't deal with, our screens are different. They're not like anything you've ever seen before. What I just displayed you in this demonstration, I guarantee you, go back and do your research. You won't find one corporation, one company, one hobbyist doing anything on our level. They can't even do this right here and back it up. That's what makes our technology better than everybody else, and I can stand behind it because I have the live demonstrations to prove it. Well, with that being said, I'm tired. I'm gonna grab something to eat. I literally haven't even had breakfast yet, haven't eaten jack, have nothing in my stomach. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna watch some movies off my burgundy screen. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna be painting this one into the gaming room upstairs. I might have found, it's too expensive. I have to wait a bit. And I want another motorized screen upstairs, but I want it to be tension only, because I like that flat. When the tension comes out, tensions are so expensive. Oh man, the 98-inch tension screen is like $600. But I need it because what I want to do is that screen, I'm getting the casing in black. The whole screen's going to be in black. I'm going to get that pretty burgundy, beautiful color pushing off that screen. Oh, with that black trim on, it's going to look amazing. And put maybe some soft blue neon lights on the back of it. I don't know, maybe it's white. I don't know. But I'm hooking up with something really nice and put it in the back for gaming because that's going to look insane in gaming. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to bring the PS4 and do some gaming on that right there. Definitely got to do some gaming off that. I think I might color my screens in the arcade room. I think I'm going to color them, because I want something really crazy in there. But yeah, I freaking love this technology. No, we don't need that. But I told you, he's not going to do, we gave him the challenge to make our products and do the demonstrations under the exotics. I told you he wasn't going to do them. He's not going to do any of them. He's going to change the subject. He's not going to do it. So, like I said, message to him, don't make attempts to make our products if you can't follow our demonstrations to a T. Don't even bother doing it. We're going to come off and make fake demonstrations of you making our product and you can't follow one of our demonstrations. You couldn't even complete the first one of any of those exotics on the table. And even came in right after I put the challenge up and made another one, made the burgundy 20 minutes into after that video was done and came up with that one. And then we got a yellow one in there too. Okay, I just wait till our sample sheets to get here. I got an in-focus projector coming in. I got a lot on my plate to do. And then on top of that, I got orders bouncing around in the account right now. So, oh, thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate that. Those who place orders, I really appreciate that. I got to do this customer's demonstration on his screen before we get it set up. And I got to contact my driver. I have no idea what day it is. This is really bad when you basically work that much, you can't remember what day it is. I think it's like Thursday or something. I don't know, whatever. I'll figure it out. Anyway, with that being said, I got to get out of here. Wait. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm good. Yeah, I want to make sure that we got this all set up. All right, with that being said, I got to get out of real quick and my customers and stuff taken care of. I'll be back on later on to show off the customer's screen because I'm pretty sure he wants to see how his screen turned out. Other than that, we have no more containers left. We're actually depleted on all our containers. Which means we'll have to order more, which means that our ship out date is going to be on Friday, which I'm thinking is today for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, if you didn't put an order in, it's too late. You'll have to put your order in. If you put your order in probably around Saturday or Sunday, it'll still ship out on Friday. You know, that's the way we have to do things because of COVID. But other than that, it works out. Everybody gets the orders, everybody gets taken care of, and everybody's good to go. With that being said, thank you all for your time. And of course, I'm going to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for this amazing technology. And I have to go, and God bless.